Muy bien.
Sí.
Okay, to say that I don't know what the hell just happened would be an understatement.
Mexico is one of the world's most iconic food countries. These days, its influence and food can be found all over the world. Mexican cuisine includes the masterful use of chilies in salsa, sauces, and moles.
And the salsa is not very spicy.
Yeah, it's not that spicy. I thought it was spicy. I have heartburn right now.
Several varieties of corn can be transformed into tamales or tortillas.
Look how gorgeous these are.
Then there are the tacos, as limitless as your own imagination, containing anything from cactus all the way to cowhead.
This is not what I was expecting when I woke up this morning to have for breakfast.
Last time we went to Mexico, we ate everything possible in Mexico City. This time, we're trading the central region's cool air and high elevation for the tropical heat of the Yucatan Peninsula as we head to Yucatan State.
Policía, guarde su cerveza.
Everything's cool. Turns out it's actually illegal to drink beers outside, but we don't give a...
Here, you'll find a regional culinary identity unlike any other in Mexico. A deliciously unique style of cooking that blends Mayan, Spanish, and Caribbean flavors into one big, beautiful melting pot.
I've had a lot of Mexican food in Mexico. I haven't seen turkey anywhere.
We have more turkeys than the rest of Mexico, and that's why we eat a lot of turkey.
Food here is about heat and meat.
That's a big front shoulder. This pig almost has shoulders like you.
With spicy, eye-watering, face-melting habanero salsas that'll make you wonder if you stumbled into a volcano.
Another
She
one.
literally put two teardrops.
It's because you never know. It's like Russian roulette.
But hey, who needs taste buds anyway? Well, let's talk about the meat. Here, the pig reigns king. From snout to tail, they transform pork into a dazzling barbecue top display for a dish known as pokchu.
The smell's coming off here. It's incredible.
Grilled pork marinated in sour orange juice and served with a side of pickled onions.
I don't know how you eat a meal like this and go back and do literally anything.
While you're at it, order up a side of blood tacos.
Have you ever had that before?
No, thank you.
Well, guess what? We're trying it today.
Then there's the Cochinita pibil.
You're gonna see in just a moment, all this meat is gonna disappear underneath some earth.
An entire pig cooked in a steel box underground for hours.
The toughest part is when you dig it up, because you never know the result.
But the meat selection here doesn't end with pork. It's just getting started. There's Mexico's biggest ostrich farm.
Yeah, see?
Growing birds up to hundreds of pounds and selling them for their meat, including
This is something you would see on the Flintstones.
their record-breaking drummies, weighing in at over 40 pounds.
When they're 8 months, they weigh almost 100 kilos.
Holy cow, that's me this morning.
Deeper in Yucatan State's countryside, you can find black market hunting for species you'd never have considered to be food.
I didn't know what the animal was, and I saw everybody looking up. The dogs chased this into a tree. This is gonna be a first for me. Badger meat.
In the coastal city of Campeche, seafood reigns supreme. And shark meat is piled high into a tortilla lasagna.
They put a load of sauce on here.
But shopping for seafood in the city's largest market
It is disconcertingly slimy.
isn't always so straightforward.
Today at the market, I bought something I didn't know was potentially illegal, but it turns out it is illegal and you cannot sell it at restaurants. I'm wondering if we can take it to your house to cook it.
Porque se pueden meter en problemas. Quiero saber si lo podemos cocinar en tu casa.
No.
Joining me on this Mayan food journey, Kay Mana.
Take a look at... Why'd you back away?
She's a 25-year-old singer-songwriter born and raised in Yucatan's capital, Merida. Even though she's Mayan,
It broke and it wasn't my fault.
she hasn't tried many of the incredible foods this region has to offer. That was until now.
You can see those wrinkles. You know what those wrinkles are?
I know what they are.
And like it or not,
Yes.
we're trying it all. Each region in Mexico proudly boasts its own culinary personality, and we're gonna intimately get to know the flavors of Yucatan. First, I'm on a mission to experience Mexican street food, Yucatan style. And street food here is completely different from what you'll find in the rest of the country. It all starts here.
This market is incredible. Is this the biggest market in Merida?
It's one of the biggest, yeah.
Welcome to Mercado Lucas de Galvez, an economic hub bustling with energy. It's like the Super Bowl of markets, but instead of touchdowns, we've got tacos, tamales, and cochinitas flying out left and right.
Whatever you want to find, they have it here.
The key to navigating this place is to keep your eyes peeled for anything and everything that looks delicious. To be fair, that's not hard to do. From juicy beef to succulent pork to seafood plucked fresh from the Gulf of Mexico. This is the heartbeat of Merida.
This is a completely different region of Mexico, and it has its own culinary identity, including
our first taste of Yucatan State, their beloved salbute. Start by flattening a ball of fresh corn flour dough, then give it a little bit of a dip in hot oil. Add succulent shreds of pulled tender turkey.
I've had a lot of Mexican food in Mexico. I haven't seen turkey anywhere.
We have more turkeys than the rest of Mexico.
Pour over a generous dose of Yucatan's infamous black sauce, crafted from one of the dozens of Mexico's most treasured roasted chilies. As a finishing touch, egg. With its roots dating back to the Mayan era, salbutes offer a tantalizing glimpse into the rich cultural heritage of the Yucatan Peninsula.
The tortilla has a wonderful texture. It's a little bit crispy. Frying it made it fatten up a little bit, like me in my 20s when I was depressed.
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
But you are in your 20s.
Well, when I was in 18.
And you got fat and depressed?
Yeah.
We all go through it.
Life happens.
Meet Kay, a local 25-year-old singer with Mayan roots. She will be guiding me through the Yucatan as I guide her through the cuisine of her home state.
What is this?
You know what it is.
You'll see what I mean soon.
Then the turkey. I don't think the turkey offers that much flavor.
No, it's the seasoning.
Right, the black sauce. I find to be super savory. It has a very deep, delicious, salty flavor to it. And then over here, we have habanero juice.
Well, it's like
Habanero milk?
not milk.
How do you milk a habanero?
You don't.
So then what is this?
It's
That seems like you're milking something.
no.
Ooh, it stinks.
Another
She
one.
literally put 2 teardrops.
It's
Nothing.
because you never know. It's like Russian roulette.
A bit spicy, very sour. Do they mix citrus in with it?
Lemon.
I love that. All over Merida, I see people mixing citrus with these different foods to kind of keep it fresh and preserved, but it adds some nice sourness to it. Merida, did you grow up here? Mm-hmm. What would you say is like the personality of this city?
It's the safest city in Mexico. I've been in Mexico City and other cities. I think people are stressed. The people here seem like relaxed all the time. Maybe it's the heat. They don't want to even move. People here seem really happy and kind. I love that.
I would say that's my experience so far. So our mission today is to kind of see how food in the Yucatan state is different from the rest of Mexico. We had some delicious salbutes. I'm ready for more.
Food in Yucatan has strong Mayan roots. Mayan culture here is ancient, dating back thousands of years. The same Mayans who erected Chichen Itza also worked with the land, developing a deep understanding for local ingredients and genius cooking techniques. So to truly understand the essence of Yucatan cuisine, you must try this.
Hey, what's going on here?
We are making pokchuk.
Pokchuk is an edible time machine that takes you back to the days of the ancient Mayans.
Where did you learn this recipe?
Mi mamá me lo enseñó.
Where did your mom learn how to make this?
Grandma's mom, and
Legend has it that the Mayans would marinate and smoke their meat as a preservation method.
What's special about this pork compared to other pork sellers that are obviously not as good as you?
it's marinated with naranja agria.
Oh, so this is the orange I've been hearing about.
This is the Yucatecan orange.
Naranja, or sour orange, is a bright acidic citrus used often in marinades and salsas. Pokchuk here starts with fresh pork, raised very nearby the restaurant. It's seasoned with salt, garlic, black pepper, and that tangy naranja juice.
Really important is to leave some fat in the meat because that gives it the pokchuk flavor.
Fat is flavor. That's what I try to tell my wife every morning when she looks at the scale. As I step on, she does not agree with me. Anyways.
Once the seasoning permeates the pork, it hits the charcoal grill.
It looks fantastic. The smell's coming off here. I wish people could experience what I'm experiencing right now.
But wait, there's more. Our pokchuk comes with their signature salsa, a perfect blend of smoky grilled tomatoes and fresh cilantro, ground up with a pinch of salt. The pork is grilled to perfection and served with a bed of fresh lettuce, diced onion, fragrant salsa, and a big slice of naranja, because in Yucatan, there's no such thing as too much sourness.
Fantastic. On the side we have tortillas.
Of course,
should try some of this meat right here. I gotta try it before I even put it in the taco. Oh my God, it's so good. Still warm from the grill, it's juicy, it's fresh. The seasonings really pop, so we have to mix this with other stuff.
All together. We have habanero.
It's a beautiful, thick, viscous bean sauce.
It's the best. And then we have some onions with red chili.
Now it's complete. Everything is contributing something. The habanero is quite spicy. The onion feels kind of roasted and smoky. It's so heavy, it's carby, it's delicious.
If succulent grilled meats aren't enough for you, how about something a bit more bloody?
That's liver with onions. This is morcilla. It's pig's blood.
Have you ever had that before?
No, no thank you.
Well, guess what?
Thin slices of pork liver are seasoned just like the pork, then tossed in a pan of hot oil. Add red onion for a touch of sweetness and crunch. Get both sides nicely caramelized, then serve with a scoop of salsa and naranja.
So you've never had liver before?
Never, ever.
Show me your piece of liver. Effing microscopic.
That's fair for me. At least it's something.
You saw this lady cook. She knows what she's doing. Let's go for it. You're acting like it's a shot of mezcal. This is our first episode in this whole series. It's gonna get way more intense than this. Let's go. That's delicious.
But the final texture, I don't know.
You don't know if you like it.
I know I like it. I wasn't expecting that.
It's hard to compare liver to anything else. Liver kind of tastes like liver. But see, this is why you gotta try new things. Here, it's cut super thin, it's marinated. She puts it on the grill. It's stunning, it's delicious, it's tender, and it's a perfect base if you wanna add this to a taco or combine it with anything. It's very good. That leads me to our last food. Right here, they have blood tacos.
How amazing.
This unlikely taco is filled with a combination of pork blood and guts, fried together with tomato and chopped onion. Let's see how Kay fares with her first foray into the world of blood tacos.
It's not as bad as I thought.
Potentially even good.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes just like meat. Have you tried it before?
Everything you can think of, I've tried. Try to think of something insane.
Iguanas.
We're gonna have that later, and you're also gonna try that. Vegans always say that you should eat a portobello mushroom inside your burger because it's like meaty, they say. But you know what else is meaty? Blood. So if you're a vegan, cook blood. Has Mayan cuisine kind of just become part of Mexican cuisine?
Of course. Some people say it must be the best.
Today, the impact of Mayan cuisine extends far beyond their own borders, influencing modern Mexican food as we know it. The next time you're chowing down on a plate of delicious Mexican food, remember that you have the Mayans to thank for some of those mouth-watering flavors.
This is only meal 2. We have 3 more to go.
Let's go.
There's still more liver. You wanna try some more liver?
I'm fine.
To truly explore the depths of Yucatan cuisine, we must tread uncharted territory.
If I know you, my guess is you've never had this before.
No.
Our next culinary endeavor is a dish introduced by the Spanish during the colonial period. It's known as Mandongo. If you're squeamish with unusual textures, or if you're
You
Kay,
don't even need this knife. What are you doing? They cut it up for you already. See?
No, it's too big.
this dish promises to take your taste buds on a wild ride with a list of unsettling offcuts. Water, cow feet, and cow tripe join a pot. Liven it up with oregano, pepper, garlic, salt, and achiote, an addictive staple Yucatan spice derived from annatto seeds. This concoction simmers for hours until it transforms into a vibrant and mouth-watering crimson blend.
I gotta ask you something. Is the whole country of Mexico sponsored by Coca-Cola?
Yeah, basically.
It's everywhere. It's on every chair in here.
Even in the van area.
Are people addicted to the sweetness?
They are.
When you're eating something like this, something super salty, savory, rich, you need that mix, that back and forth. Although I am not suggesting people drink Coke. Although I do drink Coke Zero. This is tripe. It's kind of fuzzy on one side, kind of like a carpet. The other side, nice and smooth. I think first you should get a big, shaggy piece, at least this big. And we're gonna try it out.
It's like chicharron, but soaked.
I totally agree. It is incredibly soft. It kind of falls apart as you're biting into it.
The flavor is very nice.
There's a very deep, savory flavor with a little bit of gaminess to it, but not off-putting. And then this right here,
Is the foot.
I'm gonna show you about the wonderful world of tendon.
Oh my god.
It's gooey, gelatinous, rich. These are some of the most delicious organs and offcuts I've tried ever. You don't like it? What's wrong with it?
I don't know. The flavor, I like it, but the texture feels weird. I don't like gelatinous stuff.
You know, that's full of collagen.
I know.
Women love collagen.
I know.
Something like this, a cow foot, it has to be made with love. They have to take off the outer part of the hoof, and then they have to boil it for hours and hours. Residually, all that yummy flavor in there is going to be right here in the broth. That's fantastic. Rich, flavorful.
Like comfort food. I love this.
It's like chicken soup for the soul, except made with cow feet.
Exactly.
I gotta know, how are you feeling?
I'm good.
You ready to give up?
Yeah. No.
Okay, you started with yes.
I don't give up.
We're gearing up to tackle an absolutely thrilling, mind-bending dish. One that I know that Kate will love. And yes, I'm saying that sarcastically. But first, to lull Kate into a false sense of security, the Torta de Lechon. It starts with toasted bread, overloaded with juicy, succulent lechon or roasted pork.
So sandwich?
Not
lechon.
sandwich,
Nice.
torta. Because sandwich, you use sandwich bread. This special one is called pan francés. We only have it in Yucatan.
Layer in Chicharon for texture, then top it off with a dollop of aromatic pico de gallo.
You gotta be careful because the bread is actually quite delicate and soft. Off the bat, it is the perfect amount of that crunchy chicharron. It's like when you're young, poor, and white trash and you put chips inside your sandwich and you're like, it's different.
I love that.
Have you ever been young, poor, and white trash?
No, it's white.
But trash.
Mexican trash.
It's sour and it's habanero-y. I'm gonna put some of that on there.
My God!
Oh man. The meat inside is tender, it's juicy. I am addicted to the habanero flavor. I love it.
I think it's the best chili.
There's something bold and intense and like they put 30% toxic masculinity into it. I want to ask you about your music career. Is your full-time gig to be a musician?
Right now, I would say full-time content creator.
How'd you get started?
I started when my mom had forced me to join singing lessons because she heard me. I was super like stage fright. I couldn't do anything, not even talk. And she forced me into it, and thanks to her, I'm here now. Like I started 5 years ago, and I started to sing in Instagram, TikTok, and people really liked it. I have been recording my own music these past few months, so when those are released, I'm going to be a full-time musician.
And what is the end goal for you? What would you hope comes out of this?
I want to be a full-time musician. Concerts, touring, music, everything.
You think you can handle that life?
Yeah.
It's a wild life. Our last food, can you write a song about it?
I might.
What key was that?
Whenever you find protein in Yucatan, if it's not in a torta, it's generally tucked into a corn tortilla and eaten taco style. The taco possibilities are only limited by your imagination. And maybe also your access to cow heads.
Look into where its sunken eyes kind of used to be, and does it make you hungry?
Yeah,
Yeah?
kinda.
To the Mayans, the cow head was a symbol of prosperity, a revered delicacy enjoyed by generations. Here in this 30-year-old family taco wagon, the cow head shows up ready to eat after hours of braising.
What's magical about head meat is there's a variety of textures. What are the different cuts that are available? Maciza, kind of cheek area.
Paladar dentro.
Oh, the roof of the mouth? That's its own category. Love it.
Seso, brain, la trachea.
Trachea meat.
Ojo.
Oh, his eye.
Yeah. Lengua.
The tongue. Okay, thank you for the visual reference. You heard every different cut that he has here.
Yeah.
Which one kind of scares you the most?
The cheeks.
Yeah, cool. What I've learned from that answer is that she understands me now. And so she actually told me something that she would like to eat.
I'm pretty smart, huh?
But I know, actually, the say-so is what freaks you out the most. You told me in a phone call previously that you knew we were not going to eat brain in this whole series. Turns out, we have a perfect opportunity right here to eat brain. Isn't that fantastic?
Fantastic.
We're going for the ultimate taco experience with 3 varieties. First up, the undisputed local favorite, cheek meat. Minced down into nearly unrecognizable shreds and topped with onion and cilantro.
Right here we have the cheek tacos, but before we get into that, I want to recognize right here, Pepsi. In a country sponsored by Coke, they're giving it all they got. Hit it with a little bit of citrus.
A lot.
We're gonna slowly work our way up to the more unique cuts of head. Cheers.
Oh, this is spicy.
The meat, I find to be more
Soft.
sticky and fatty, but I like it.
I like it. Wasn't expecting this.
See, you've had so many new experiences today.
I'm learning a lot.
It's hilarious that I came to Mexico and I met somebody and I'm like, let me show you tacos. It's fresh off the grill, delicious. I love it. Tortilla is nice, hot, and soft. That's course one.
Let's do the next one.
Next up, a taco variety that Kay has shockingly never tried before. Tacos filled with gooey, warm cow brains.
You can see those wrinkles. You know what those wrinkles are?
I know what they are.
So far, are you enjoying the tacos?
More than I thought I would.
And this could just be a continuation of that. Step one,
Lemon.
I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of sauce. You've tried a lot of new foods today. I'm proud of you. I want you to bite into this with confidence and assume it's gonna be delicious.
Ding, ding, ding. Doesn't feel as lean as I like to, but it's not like the Mandongo. It's unexpectedly good.
The only person who would have a lean brain would be maybe a mummy. Can we get a close up here?
Hey!
Was there a bite taken? Okay, I need you to just take a nice piece of brain and just eat the brain only.
It's a cow brain. You know what it tastes like? Octopus.
So, not bad, huh?
No?
It's kind of gooey, it's got a fatty texture.
It swallows perfectly. I love it.
Well done. That said, we have one taco remaining.
Our final variety was recommended by the chef personally. Tongue meat tacos. From that mammoth bovine tongue to minced meaty bits. This is art on a little corn disc.
So you've never had tongue before.
Never.
Tongue is one of the most delicious offcuts of meat. Have you ever had like chicken hearts?
Never.
What the do you eat?
Cereal is my favorite.
Oh my God. Let's try out some tongue tacos.
Perfect. Lean.
Not fatty, not jiggly, not like me when I brush my teeth and I look down and I'm like, oh dear God. When it's minced like this, it probably just tastes kind of like a steak. It's a bit more of like a dense meat, super satisfying, delicious, great texture, and even better flavor.
100%.
The Mayan culture goes back thousands of years, well before Mexico was even a country.
We're in the state of Yucatan, about 1 hour outside its capital, Merida. This area has the largest Mayan population in Mexico. Hey, doing a monologue. Yeah, that's right.
When it comes to food, Mayan people have a unique culinary identity, deeply rooted in the Yucatan region.
You ladies, how often are you making tortillas by hand?
The right word to use is tortear.
There's a verb that means to make tortillas?
Of course.
Today, I've come to experience this Mayan food for myself, made by a local family in Yucatan state. From their rather extreme pork sausage
It broke.
to one of the most iconic dishes in Mayan cuisine.
Okay, so right now they're digging up. Is that the head? Those are good teeth. This pig has better teeth than me.
Lime, banana leaves, banana seeds, and dirt. These are the foundational elements of today's main course.
Good morning from Mexico. Today, we're gonna be cooking meat underground. Can you guess what kind of meat? You're probably correct.
Not many foods in this world are worth digging up your backyard, but this one is. Cochinita pibil, an entire pig, slow roasted underground for hours.
I've seen a similar meat preparation when I was in Mexico City. There they made barbacoa, but today the meat is gonna be prepared in a slightly different way. They're digging a hole and soon this is gonna go into that.
Under a dozen nimble hands, the carcass is doused with boiling water and scraped clean. Now, butchering can begin.
Typically with pigs like this, what I've seen in the past is cooking a whole pig underground like we saw in Jamaica. But I've also seen like what they do in the Philippines, taking the whole lechon and rotisserizing it above ground. Here, it's kind of like barbacoa in that different body parts, different sections will be cut up and placed in a big metal pan and put underground.
Today, the pig's mission goes well beyond cochinita. Its intestines and blood are handed over to the ladies, who will prepare another Yucatan delicacy we'll soon try. Meanwhile, the pig skin will be reserved for Chicharon. In contrast to typical Mexican cuisine, Mayan dishes embrace the flavors of herbs and acid, with the extensive use of sour orange, habanero chilies, and leafy herbs. But the star of the show here is achiote paste. This mixture of annatto seeds, cumin, pepper, coriander, oregano, clover, and garlic adds an earthy, sweet, spicy, slightly smoky touch to the flavor profile. Rub, or rather submerge, the pork into the scarlet deliciousness. Then stack the meat into a giant steel treasure chest. Now comes the most crucial cochinita making step, the burial.
Right here we have all the meat, it's filling up the pan, it's completely full, and now they're gonna cover it with banana leaves.
The food we're making today is the love child of Spanish and Mayan cultures.
From here, we have the steel lid.
Following colonization by the Spaniards, pigs were introduced to the Mexican region in the 16th century.
He wants to seal it extra tight. He's got a steel cord, he's gonna wrap it around and then twist it tight.
The Mayans took no time to marry this new protein to their existing earth oven cooking technique.
To the right of me, we have a bed of extremely hot charcoal. Place it down. From here, they cover the whole thing with more leaves. The biggest thing we want is for the heat to not escape this. It's almost like we're creating a sauna for the meat to braise and steam at the same time. I wouldn't say this part is exactly traditional, but here they're putting on some tarps, some old bags, so that when they put the dirt on, none of the dirt is gonna come in contact with the meat. As far as traditions go, I'm okay with this updated version. I don't really want dirt on my food.
My experience with underground cooking tells me that many things can go wrong here. What if we dig it up too early?
We're gonna have to leave the meat inside of there for 3 or 4 hours so it cooks all the way through.
Or what if there's not enough heat?
You never know. You never know the results. You think you know, because this is a food show, like it should work out. But remember Pakistan? Like ½ an inch roughly is probably cooked, and then under that, pretty raw. Let's hope that doesn't happen today. In the meantime, breakfast. Well, good day.
Buenos días.
Buenos dias.
Buenas tardes.
Oh, buenas tardes. I don't know what that means.
Good afternoon.
Remember Kay, this 25-year-old singer is my travel partner on this journey through her home state.
How do you milk a habanero?
Despite her pride and her mighty Mayan ancestry, Kay's veins are filled with more Starbucks than Mayan blood.
Have you ever had like chicken heart?
Never.
Tendon.
Oh my God.
Blood tacos. What the f do you eat?
Cereal is my favorite.
It's part of my mission to reconnect this young lady to her roots. And what better way to do that than by getting really hands-on? You'll see what I mean soon.
I am so incredibly excited to be here. Is this the place where you grew up?
Aquí en Común.
This is your mother?
Sí, es mi mamá.
And you are her son?
Sí.
All right, I'm just checking. Today's exciting because we're cooking an entire pig underground. It's gonna take some time for the pig to cook all the way through. In the meantime, we have the morcillas.
Morcilla is another gift from our Spanish amigos that's taken root in Mexican cuisine. This is also my first task for Kay.
So right now we're making morcilla, which is a dish basically made from blood.
Lime juice, peppermint leaves, scallions, chopped pork, and blood. This unlikely combination is the filling for our breakfast sausage. For the casing, how about a natural option? It's also organic.
Right now we have some intestines which have been previously cleaned with lemon, and now we are stuffing them.
You should make one.
Okay. Step 1, we take a good intestine. We open and we grab some meat with the blood. I don't want my shirt to get in the blood. We're getting it all in there, and so now we have to squeeze it so it can go all the way down to there.
Morcilla's many versions can be found around the country using different types of protein, but in Yucatan, it's all about the pork.
It feels kind of like gelatin. It stings a little in my fingers because of the lemon. It broke. Oh. Just made it easier for me. I gotta be honest, I was very scared for doing this, but now that I'm doing it, I feel kind of nice and connected to these ladies, and she's helping me, so my shirt doesn't get all blood, so it feels nice connecting to my roots. We're finished!
The bloody morcillas are delivered to a bubbling pot of water and boiled until they become firm. Then these plump sausages make their final transformation in the frying pan. But in Mexico, it's still not a complete meal without the tortilla.
What's that face?
Tortilla.
Tortilla.
Dígale, boss.
When the Mayans invented this maize flour flatbread thousands of years ago, little did they know it would one day become the most prominent pillar of Mexican gastronomy.
No matter where you go in Mexico, you're gonna find tacos in some variation, whether it's made with corn or flour, and many different types of corn too. I mean, there's yellow, there's red, there's blue tacos. Tell me about the maize or the dough that's being used here.
In Yucatan, we use white corn. Once it's grinded, we have something like this. We're making it by hand.
Is this mandatory? Like in kindergarten? Do you have to take a class on this?
Here in Mexico, your average hombre consumes 2,000 tortillas a year. That's 135 pounds worth. A food so popular, even Kay has mastered the ability to make it.
This is the hard part. Así nomás.
All right, I take that back.
That is hard. So you really have to slap it on there. Yes. Oh. This is a complete debacle.
It's sticky, that's why. Hey!
1 out of 3 is not bad in baseball.
Each tortilla is grilled for 1 minute on each side. You know your tortilla is perfect when it puffs like a blowfish.
You want to try one?
Yeah.
But you need to put some salt. You know what that's called?
A salt burrito?
Salt taco.
That would have been my second guess. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, this is outstanding. Why is this so good?
Because it's made with love.
And maybe the ingredients and the temperature and the way they press it. For me, sometimes a corn tortilla can be a bit gritty or even dry. And here, it has like a doughiness to it.
The dry ones are the ones from the machine, and usually the ones that are handmade taste like this.
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
She's like, I don't care that much. It's tortillas. So it turns out this type of cooking, it takes time.
A lot.
Can we try it out?
Yeah?
There's some fat pieces in here. That is gigantic. I know you're supposed to put it in a taco, but I really just want to experience the full flavor of this blood sausage.
Go for it.
Oh wow, it's a lot of different things at once. It's big chunks. It's not like a uniform texture at all.
Yeah.
You can taste the different types of meat. It's really crispy, super crunchy, slightly gamey. Overall, fun. But I think it would go better with a tortilla. Sorry, tortilla?
Tortilla.
Tortilla. So I'm gonna break this up a little bit and put it inside. And then I'm gonna throw some onion on top. Now, would this usually be eaten with some kind of a salsa?
No, ninguna.
Nada. Limón.
Nada. Oh, habanero.
Habanero.
Oh, I got a lot of seeds in that one. Really spicy.
I think it's good. It's better than the last one we tried.
Yesterday, the blood tacos.
It was morcilla also.
The habanero is the best part. It's like a spice that kind of creeps up on you. It feels like my throat is glowing with spice. Plus the tortilla, soft, doughy, pillowy, warm.
The best tortillas.
A big part of our mission in coming here to Yucatan State is to understand more about the Mayan people and the Mayan cuisine.
Todos venimos de, como es Yucatán, tenemos descendencia maya.
Here in Yucatan, everyone has Mayan ancestors, but the Mayan culture could have been a little lost.
With the burying of the pig, these days at least, it's done in a steel container. Before that, how did people cook the pig underground?
Se utilizaba lo que son...
Ooh, in ceramic pots?
You could fit a whole pig in one pot?
Sí.
Is this something that you witnessed in the past?
Sí.
It's clearly a difficult tradition to keep doing because it is very labor intensive.
Nowadays, people tend to take like shortcuts by doing it in the oven, but thanks to these beautiful ladies, we still get to live it.
In just 2 more hours, the Cochinita will be revealed,
You get that one, I get this one.
and we'll discover whether we have a feast or a flop.
Have you ever dug up the cochinita and it was still raw?
In the meantime, we'll see raw pig skin transform into this country's most iconic snack, Chicharon. And it starts with a sharp knife.
So right here, he has the skin. On top of that, there's a huge layer of fat. The skin is thick and tough, and then he can kind of just slide the knife through, passing underneath all this fat and cutting it off in one fell swoop. It's kind of like skinning a shark. Have you guys done that before? Okay, bad example. There we go. That is the final raw skin. There's no fat on the outside. Actually, right here, it's a little bit hairy still. Should we get a razor? Shaving cream? Yeah. We're gonna make sure all the hairs are off of there. Then this is gonna hit some super hot oil and you're gonna see it transform and change completely into something else. Prepare to be amazed. You can see this pan. I love this pan because it's basically an oil drum that's been cut in half and they welded a couple handles onto it. Inside we have a bunch of the fat from the pig. This fat is gonna render down. Once this becomes a liquid, we're gonna be able to put the pork skin in here and it's gonna fry up like crazy.
Last time in Mexico City, I witnessed skin touching hot oil and immediately exponentially puffing up in seconds. I expect to see the same here.
Right here, we have the fat. It's rendered, it's hot, it's actually boiling. He's got a whole pile of skin right here. He's gonna dump it in. Are you ready? Listo, let's go. In the past, I've only seen one chicharron being made at a time. At this point, he's putting all of it in at one time. And nothing.
Well, it turns out that what I witnessed in Mexico City was the end of a long journey. The key to achieving perfectly crispy skin is to pre-fry it, so it can be double fried later.
Now we're putting in the pure rendered fat from the pig. Now, this is our chicharron. It's about to get fried again, and hopefully it's gonna expand into the chicharron that you've seen before. All right, puts it in. Oh, it's happening. Yes, slowly. It's starting to get bigger and bigger. You can see the individual pores are popping, exploding, creating this crispy texture.
Originating in Spain, chicharron has taken over the taste buds of regions worldwide.
So right here we have the final product. This is a bit smaller piece. I mean, these can get huge. They can be as tall as me, really. This one's finished cooling down. You can see it's golden brown, it's crispy, and it has this wonderful kind of bubbly, coarse texture on the outside. Let me give it a little bit of a crack. Oh, yes, that crack is music to his ears. Gentlemen, Armando, you comfortable? There's no practical reason for us to be sitting on logs. I just thought it looked cool.
Joining us here, Armando and Eduardo.
So how long does this stay good?
So we have a Mayan word, it's called sats, soggy, because we live in Yucatan, right? Humidity is on top. So it's sats already, because you leave it like uncovered.
These guys have the highest standards I've seen for chicharron anywhere in the world. Well, that being said, let's eat this subpar soggy chicharron.
Salud.
If it got more crunchy, it would literally cut my teeth. That's delicious. I love the chicharron, and it goes in several different dishes. In fact, sometimes it even goes in the torta to give it a little bit of a crunch. But it's good to get a taste of the pure product once in a while to know what it tastes like. Because once you mix all these different things together, it's a different type of experience. But there's one more food here that I haven't seen. What is this?
Es el castacan.
Castacan consists of offcuts used to render fat for frying chicharron. The most beloved cut here is this.
El buche.
Buche is a stomach. Looks like I know some Spanish too, huh? Uh-oh, it's like leather. It still tastes good. There's still some oils coming out of it, and I don't mind it being chewy. It reminds me of a drinking food.
Sí, cebolla, tomate, repollo, cilantro, rábano. Todo eso lleva.
I hear him saying it, and I can just like feel the passion. Like
Agarra tu cervecita y...
He's like, where is the cerveza? Cerveza donde? I want to ask, you're both from Yucatan?
Sí.
And are you both Mayan?
Maya, sí, son.
What does it mean to you to be Mayan?
Los mismos nosotros.
They feel proud, and they feel prouder even to speak the language.
What do Mayans do better than anyone else?
Trabajar.
Mayans were not only renowned for their art and architecture, their uses of many indigenous plants like corn, beans, cacao, and squash remain crucial to modern Mexican cuisine. Meanwhile, hunting further complemented their diet.
Do you guys hunt?
Sí, casi.
Deer, turkey, wild pigs.
How is deer chicharron?
No, chicharrón.
Okay. The moment has come. This pig and all its body parts have been in the ground for almost 4 hours. We're gonna dig it up and see the result. Gentlemen, action.
Action.
Acción!
It's hot. You can feel through this tarp here. It's already very, very hot. The steam is starting to come out. They're taking off all the dirt. Now they gently peel back the tarps, carefully trying to make sure there's no dirt getting on anything. The leaves have changed completely. Like the leaves have also baked as well. Can we open it up?
Lo tapamos.
Okay, let's do it. There's a wire on here. You get that one, I get this one. Oh, I think I'm making it tighter. It's warm. The heat is radiating off here. And that, my friends, is a true treasure. Look at all this meat. That's a liver. That's a ham. That's a knuckle. That's a a crotch.
Liver.
Oh, he said liver. Sorry, I'm still working on my Spanish. We don't even need a knife right here. He's brought some tongs. He can just rip right into it, and it's so incredibly soft. But you know, a knife can never hurt. So right here we have the foot, the hoof, the cartilage. Salud.
Salud.
Perfecto.
Perfecto.
This is so delicious. That is just the first bite, but my gosh, it is bursting with piggy juices. Puerco perfection. I love it. From here, we're gonna put it on the table, cut it up, and let everybody enjoy. Ladies and senors, guys, we've done it. You've done it. It's been a magnificent day, and it's built up to this moment right here. My understanding is that people would let it cool down a bit. They would string it, then they would put it in a taco, maybe put some onions and salsa on and enjoy it like that. That sounds great, but you know what sounds even better? Pulling out huge pieces of pig parts and just seeing them for ourselves and trying it out with some cerveza.
¿Quién quiere cerveza?
She just translated one part of that, and everyone agreed. I want to try just a bunch of different parts. Could we start with the liver? Oh, so he cuts it, but then he dips it in the pork oil, which has been seasoned and dyed red from the achiote seasoning. All right, cheers. Liver.
Cheers. Salud.
Oh, wow.
Way better when it's seasoned with achiote.
For you, what does achiote taste like?
Achiote.
Good description. It tastes delicious. You know, there's just like that thick, oily,
Tomato-y, but chili-y.
precisely. Meanwhile, the liver is so crumbly. It's not dry, it's not moist, it's something in between.
Crunchy on the outside.
A wonderful texture. I love it. Are there folks in other parts of Mexico trying to replicate this dish?
Oh, Cochinita is the most famous Yucatecan dish. So they all try to make it in, but it's never like in Yucatan.
So right now they're digging up, is that the head?
Yeah.
And that's the ear? It is incredibly soft. It's so soft it might even break just holding it like this. Like the cartilage on the inside is ready to just break and rip and tear under the gravity of its own weight. In the US, we usually throw this type of stuff away.
Peleado, lo hacen acá, lo pelean.
Oh, they fight for it.
Okay, my man, huge piece of ear for you. Oh yeah, please. She's afraid of the ear. Oh my God, that is one of the most delicious ears I've ever had in my life. It is incredibly soft, tender, savory. Usually the cartilage bit in the center can be kind of snappy, crunchy. Here it just kind of melts in your mouth completely. What'd you think?
I think that, like fish, kind of. It's like texture.
You're a real foodie, huh? Like fish. Finally, right here, we have the head. Those are good teeth. This pig has better teeth than me. Oh yes, that is the cheek. This is, no joke, can I tell you something? This is like the best bite on the whole pig. So that is what's doing all the chewing, and there's something about it. It's like kind of sticky, fatty, soft, and just completely beautiful. Can I give this to you?
Sure. I'm gonna try it.
Lack of enthusiasm. I'm telling you, it's the best part. Eat it. Eat the whole thing.
I can't eat the whole thing.
What do you think?
I like it.
All right, well, that was anticlimactic. It would be a tragedy to leave here without eating one of these. We got some of that pork tenderloin in there. We're gonna put some onions. Oh, some of the grease.
That's the real taste of cochinita.
All the flavors together. You need the onion, you need some salsa. The tortilla helps with some of that heaviness. The meat is so soft and tender, it's gorgeous. I love it. For you, what is the secret behind the perfect cochinita?
El achiote,
Seasoning and achiote.
la hoja de plátano.
Use banana leaves and bury it.
That's it?
Some people can jump steps, but if you don't jump any step, it's perfect.
What about microwaving it? Because that's kind of my style. Set it for 4 hours.
4 horas, dice.
For me, Mayan culture is fascinating here in the Yucatan. Even the other day, I went to Chichen Itza. It's just this huge man-made and probably woman-made pyramid that there's no explanation for. It's been there forever and it still stands today. And so obviously the roots of the Mayan people go back, people don't even know how long, hundreds, probably thousands of years. Do you ever worry about some of the traditions, the Mayan traditions going away?
Pues sí, porque es algo que nos identifica como yucatecos, como descendientes de los mayas.
Yeah, he's worried because it's our roots, our identity from Yucatan. So if we don't have it, we don't have anything.
And do you think you joining me on this series is a way for you to connect with those roots?
Totally.
And do you think you're doing it wholeheartedly?
I have tried everything you asked me to.
I'm just teasing you. You did fantastic. Señoras, señores, muchas gracias.
No hay algo grande en nosotros, tierra.
You're going to have a big part of us with you.
Absolutely. And let's drink some beer too.
Cerveza. Cerveza. Dice.
Salud.
Salud. Júntense, júntense.
Clink, 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 clink.
Next, we're straying far from tradition as we head to a farm where they're raising the world's largest birds. Birds that will be used for the amazing food they provide. From giant eggs.
That is really thick.
24 times bigger than a chicken egg.
All right, here we go.
all the way to some of the best animal protein I've ever tasted.
This looks stunning.
I don't have enough words right now, really.
I'm on a mission to learn how this farm works
We're gonna be eating this bird.
and to try out some of Mexico's most far-out feathered fowl.
Have you ever been curious to try ostrich meat?
Sí.
La verdad, sí. ¿Por qué?
It all starts here at a nearby morning market.
Do you know what this market's famous for?
Huevos motuleños.
That's right, and that's why today, this morning, we're eating empanadas. Yes.
These little pockets of goodness are a staple of Latin American cuisine, and for good reason. The dough is straightforward: corn flour, salt, butter, and water.
Have you ever had this for breakfast before?
I don't know what their filling is.
I'm gonna fill you in about this filling.
Stuff it with the local favorite, pork. Fold it in half and let the dough hug its fillings completely before jumping into the oil.
What do you usually eat for breakfast?
Huevos motuleños. I make them myself, or cereal.
I don't eat Cheerios, I eat Depression O's. It's a
That's a bad joke.
Thank you, yeah.
Top it with cabbage, pickled red onion, and salsa.
This is habanero, but it's red.
Orange.
Okay.
Serve with Kay's arch nemesis, spicy orange habanero sauce.
This is what you would do.
I just don't like taking risks.
Yeah, what if it burns right through your vocal cords and your singing career is over?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Cool. Well, I don't have a singing career, and I used to have a rapping career, and it really didn't go that good.
Really?
Yeah, here's a clip from that.
Used to be you with something to prove, so break a sweat, there's work to do. Now baby, move.
See? Not that good.
Set yourself free.
Cheers.
Set yourself free.
I like that the corn around it is not too thick. The ratio, you need a good ratio between dough and meat, and they've nailed it. But it's really all about the toppings. It's almost like a little Mexican salad, a little Yucatan.
Yucatecan.
It's kind of like a little Yucatan salad on top of there with the cabbage, with the onion, with the salsa. Very delicious. Oh, that's spicy. I took a risk, but I like it. I feel emboldened, empowered. I want to take more risks in the future. I want to put all my money into Bitcoin.
You do you.
Thank you.
Moto is a small town located in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. This is where the iconic breakfast dish, known as huevos motuleños, originated.
What does that mean if you translate it?
Eggs from Motul.
Folks from surrounding cities make the pilgrimage here just to try this famous dish.
This dish is so popular here at this market, almost every place is selling it, and it's hard to find almost anything else. I want to try this dish with you today,
Yay.
but in a different way.
Wow.
We have arrived here at Dickbaugh Ostrich Farm. Here, I have an ostrich egg, 20 times the weight of a normal chicken egg. This was just laid, born, pooped out yesterday.
The original huevos motuleños looks like this: black bean paste smeared over fried tortillas, then fried chicken eggs, more tortillas, and fried plantains. Smother it all with spicy salsa. Now that looks fantastic. But what if this local classic was reimagined using the world's largest egg? We're about to find out.
So here's the thing. I've had ostrich eggs in the past, and what's annoying about it is they always like drill in a hole and then they slowly let it come out oozing like snot. One time I went to India, I had an emu egg. This guy was blowing into the egg to get the yolk to come out the other side. Oh. Yeah. Why? Because they wanted to save the egg for decorative purposes. They wanted to repurpose it and sell it. But we're not doing that today. I want to see how hard it is to crack open an ostrich egg.
Duro. Todavía.
That was a pretty, it's so heavy, it's so thick that you have to hit it a lot harder. I'm gonna go for it, no more messing around. Wow, that was the hard one. Oh my God.
Todavía.
Yes. Oh, that is perfection. Take a look at that. That couldn't have gone any better.
Guys, can I be honest? I do actually think that could have gone better.
Right here we have Edward, and he's gonna show me the proper way to crack the egg open. Let's see it. He says you have to kind of hit it and go around the perimeter, breaking piece by piece, not just one big hit like I did. So he's got his thumbs inside. He's gonna pry it apart as hard as he can. Can he do it? Do you need help? All right, oh yes! Take a look at that. That is the most magnificent giant egg yolk I've ever seen in my life. Muy bien. Soon this is gonna join our huevos motuleños. Nice. We did not plan that at all.
While we wait for the egg to cook through, let's make some salsa. Chop tomatoes, onion, and ham sausage. Then mix it in a pot along with peas and honey and let it simmer. In another pan, fry plantains. Then prepare the egg for the build. First, a bed of tortillas, spread with black beans. Add the colossal fried ostrich egg. Then even more tortillas and cover the whole thing with salsa. Garnish with some jalapenos and fried plantains.
We happen to be now at your ostrich farm.
Exactly.
You have a handful of ostrich eggs. Our chef here has taken an ostrich egg and made a super-sized version of huevos
Motuleños.
motuleños. Is that right?
Almost.
It takes a little bit of practice. Give me 5-6 years. We've got layers of tortilla, plenty of egg inside, a lot of sauce, and the banana too. Thank you, gracias. That's a big breakfast. Do we just dig in?
No, because someone told me the first step is to cut the habanero so the juice can come out.
Habanero juice. Now just go for it, right?
Go for it.
There's just so much flavor with the tomato, with the habanero. Then you have that layer of frijoles, the beans, giving a nice savoriness to it.
I really like the plantain. It's like salty, and then sweet.
Right. The egg, what do you think of the egg?
I think it tastes like a normal egg.
Tastes pretty normal, right?
Yeah.
But I've never seen an egg like this that's about an inch thick. It's an incredible combination of flavor. Very delicious.
¿Se acompaña?
Companion. This food is a companion to this food.
Yeah.
Sí.
You open and then you feel it like a torta.
So I can make a little sandwich with my breakfast. How often are you actually eating ostrich eggs?
We try to keep all the eggs for breeding, to make new babies, but once in a while there is a problem with the egg. There is a little crack or something, and that we use for Saturday, all together, all the workers, ostrich eggs.
What is the best way to prepare it?
We do it anyways. Eggs with chorizo, egg alone, egg with ham. Next time, motuleños for everybody, because it's possible.
Samuel came from Mexico City 5 years ago. He bought 20 ostriches and some land to raise them on. After 5 years, he now has 2,000 ostriches.
One of our big missions for today is to roast a part of an ostrich. Now, I don't want to sugarcoat this. The purpose of the farm is to raise meat for people to consume.
Exactly.
We're going to be consuming the world's largest drumstick.
Hold it with one hand.
I'm going to see if I can.
With breakfast complete, it's time to reveal what we came here for.
Guys, today we're going to attempt something that's never been done before in Mexico. Somewhere out there, there's an ostrich hobbling around on one leg. The other leg is right here. Leticia. Grande. This is something you would see on the Flintstones. It's huge. It must weigh 35 pounds. Leticia is going to season this whole thing right here, and we're going to cook it underground.
To start, Leticia makes some shallow slits in order to create meat pockets, allowing the seasoning to soak in. First, she rubs the leg down with salt. Then a seasoning blend made of oil, garlic, pepper, salt, and sugar. Cover the steel box with banana leaves and seal it with tinfoil and wire. Before this lofty leg hits the flame, I want to learn how an egg weighing only 3 pounds transforms into a 300-pound bird.
Everything starts with the egg.
Exactly. We have 300 breeders. Right now, we're just starting the season, but we have around 49 eggs every day.
That many?
Yes.
It takes about 40 days for the eggs to hatch in the incubator room.
So after the egg hatches, 1 week later, it looks like this. Bring out the bird. It is gorgeous. It's adorable. Look at that pattern. You can put that on yoga pants and sell it at Lululemon. Now, one thing you have to be prepared for is for this bird to all over you, because that's what birds do. No?
Yes, but not much.
But not much?
Yes, they do, but not much.
Once the chicks are 1 week old, they're moved to a nursery where they gain 12 pounds in just 3 weeks. That's twice the size of an adult chicken. Within 3 months, they can reach a weight of 60 pounds. That is when they're ready to head to the fattening area.
It's called the fattening area.
Yes.
That's where you came from.
That's what I called my kitchen.
By month 8, ostriches are nearly fully grown adults, weighing at least 220 pounds. That's how much I weigh.
These ostriches are 7 to 8 months. Pretty much any day now, any week, they could be on the chopping block. Do you want to try to pet one?
No.
Hold your ground.
No.
You're doing great. The worst they're going to do is...
Take your eye out.
That exactly. And you have 2 of those. Yeah, see?
As adults, the ostriches have 2 distinctly different life paths. A select and fortunate few are kept for breeding, while the rest, well, it's off to the slaughterhouse.
At what age can they start to reproduce?
The females around 18 months. The males around 30 months.
They're safe from the slaughter.
Yes.
Beyond the ostrich's meat, its other gifts can also be utilized. Its feathers will be used for decor, fashion, and crafts. Even its skin can be crafted into leather purses or shoes.
In one pen, how many animals of each sex do you have?
So a male can handle 2 females. It needs to be one female that is the alpha one, and the other one is the beta.
How does that work? So does the alpha wife, oh, sorry, that's my wife. Does the alpha female try to stop the other female from breeding with the male?
No, the alpha is the one that is close to the male and sleeps with the male. The beta is just in the side.
Sure.
Yeah.
Side chick.
After the ostriches are slaughtered, their meat may be used for hamburger, tacos, or to cook up a record-breaking drumstick all in one glorious piece.
This is quite possibly the first time in Mexico that somebody has cooked an ostrich leg underground. The difference from what we saw yesterday is that the steel has some holes, so somehow they're gonna have to plug all this up and keep all the heat inside. If the heat leaks out, we're not gonna have a cooked leg.
The challenge when cooking underground is finding the right balance between heat and time. In either case, you don't want to overdo it or underdo it. We're hoping to hit the Goldilocks zone, so when the meat is finally revealed, it's just right.
But if it's gonna work, we're gonna have to seal this thing up and let it cook for about 3 to 4 hours.
While our dino-sized drummy roasts under the cinders, Samuel explains the future of ostrich farming in Mexico.
So is there a demand for ostrich meat in Mexico?
Mexico right now, not so big.
Okay.
It's bigger the demand in the United States.
How long have you been in the market?
Actually, we're just starting in the market because when we started the farm 5 years ago, we only have 40 ostriches.
And so it's just all been through
Yes,
breeding?
Yes, in 5 years, we want to be the biggest farm in the world and we will be around 80,000.
I know here in the Yucatan, they also eat turkey. It's one of the only places that I know of in Mexico where people eat a lot of turkey. Why should people be eating ostrich?
It's healthier, it's very lean, doesn't have fat. It's a very much ecological solution. They don't drink as much water, they don't need as much land, and they don't eat as much food.
Sir, thank you so much. This is probably the weirdest interview you've ever done.
Not quite yet.
All right, well, we can get weirder. Let's
Thank
go
you.
eat some ostrich.
Let's go try it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has finally come. These two guys behind me unearthing the ostrich leg as I speak. It's been in there for about, hold on, I can tell you exactly how long. 3 hours and 45 minutes at this point. I do believe that's enough time. There's no way it's not cooked all the way through, but I'm curious, is this gonna be like Southern barbecue? Is it gonna be like falling off the bone? Is it gonna taste delicious? Is it gonna be dry? I mean, this isn't pork. We're gonna find out in just a second.
You know, like 100 years, 70 years ago, turkey was very exotic. I'm hoping for in the next 20 years, the new turkey will be ostrich and people will be more acquainted to eat their ostrich.
Gentlemen and lady, this looks stunning.
It's like I don't have enough words right now, really.
Okay. When you pick it up, it is very hot, it's very soft, but check this out. Just only use my hand. Someone brought a knife, we don't need a knife. What's surprising to me is it smells beefy.
Yes.
No, beefy. Yeah.
It's not like turkey at all. So it's thick, it's red, really classic dark meat.
I hate this bone in chicken.
And now it's 10 times bigger. There you go. That little splinter of a bone when you're eating drummies, it's like a toothpick. I mean, this would be gorgeous in the taco.
How can you not eat?
Yeah, enough talking. Let's get to it.
It's good.
What?
Very tasty.
It's hot, but it's good.
No.
It's almost like a beef roast.
Yes.
Yes.
There's this thick sauce here. It's like the ostrich jus that's been dripping.
It's fat.
The only reason I want to buy a house with a backyard now is so I can start cooking underground. It's remarkable. The meat, it turned out much different than I expected. When it was on the bone, when it was raw, I thought, man, is there enough fat? Is it gonna be too dry? But it's just super juicy, glistening with oils.
I usually eat like fillet or like a burger.
Hamburger.
Exactly. I never tried something like this and I'm amazed.
So does this open your mind to new possibilities?
Of course. And sorry to say, but my Mexican on me says we're missing tortillas.
I know.
Right?
Gentlemen, you and your team, they really pulled it off. They made something really special here. Thank you so much for this experience.
Samuel plans to grow his ostrich empire, mainly by exporting this meat to other countries. But what would everyday local folks think about this bizarre, beefy tasting bird? Carmelita and Olivia both were born here, just a few miles from the ostrich farm. They typically eat pork or chicken.
What about fish?
No.
No?
No.
Lobster?
Langosta? No.
Okay, how about ostrich meat?
¿Y avestruz?
Pues hoy va a ser la primera
They've
vez.
heard it's very nutritious also, but some people can't afford it.
Really? Compared to pork, would it be, twice as much?
Even more than double.
Have you ever been curious to try ostrich meat?
Sí, la verdad sí. ¿Por qué?
What would you imagine it would taste like? Chicken or turkey or more like beef?
Pensaría que como pavo.
Oh, turkey, beef.
Really? Okay, so they're split down the middle. Yes, we can make a taco, but I think you should just get the real taste of the meat directly. Try it out.
Le dio el punto.
She won. It tastes like beef.
Yeah, it tastes like beef, right? It's really shocking.
Delicious.
Delicious.
This is a sauce. Do you, oh, because you do that too. You do that with cochinita. The sauce comes off of it. We would call it a jus in France, where I don't come from. Right? You guys would think this guy's paying me like $30,000. I'm getting nothing. But it's so good. I've got a flour tortilla now, and I've got some habanero verde. My favorite. Oh, I'm gonna wrap it up. That is heaven on earth. Salud.
Salud. Delicioso.
Oh yeah, that's where it's at. Ladies, thank you for being so open-minded, inviting us in, and being willing to try out something new. And you can keep this.
Lo voy a llevar.
The dogs are going nuts. I don't know what they see.
Next, you're gonna see how black market hunting works in Mexico.
Jesus.
Then, we're gonna eat the results.
If someone did happen to get caught by police, what happens next?
But before that, let's back up. In Mexico, when it comes to the daily diet, there's no shortage of chicken, pork, or beef.
I'm telling you, if scientists dug this up, they would say it was a dinosaur.
But if you make it out of the city and into the countryside, you may find animal options you've never seen before.
They're hidden in the rocks, so you have to be very careful and...
In this rural village between Merida and Campeche, hunting is a way of life. But the rules around hunting aren't always easy to understand.
So is there a law or is there not a law?
There's a law.
So technically it's illegal.
Today, I'm on a mission to learn about Mexico's most extreme meats. From tamales, made with unexpected ingredients.
Some people put ash in food on purpose, and some people just like to eat ash.
To roasting up whatever we can find at the end of this hunt.
Oh, it was something from the tree.
It all starts here. Here in the Yucatan countryside, sounds of the modern world fall away, replaced by the soothing symphony of nature. It's early morning, and the hunters, their kids, and their dogs gather round, double-checking their firearms as breakfast hits the flame. Rabbit meat, an underrated protein with some serious nutritional firepower. The dish goes from good to great with the addition of pipián, an ancient Mayan sauce recipe. Rabbit meat joins hot water and gets flavored with salt and annatto powder, or achiote, imbuing the dish with a fiery burst of orange. Add black beans and a blend of pumpkin seeds to give the dish a rich and velvety texture. The hunt will begin shortly, right after everyone fills up.
Good morning.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, good morning.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited. This is such a unique place, and you are serving unique food here. Cajone?
Conejo.
Conejo. Oh,
Cajone.
oh, I just said balls. Is this rabbit farm raised?
Ese es crecido.
So is this on your menu?
Sí.
Joining our meal, Chef Wilson Alonso and his father Cecilio, today's hunt leader.
All right, I've got a big piece of meat here.
Wilson is the man behind this hidden culinary complex.
Cheers.
This place isn't your run-of-the-mill taco joint. It's a treasure trove of authentic Yucatan flavors.
It's savory, it's smoky, and the piece of rabbit that I have, I think, is very chickeny. It's like pollo. How do you say it?
That was fine. Yeah.
Okay. Is this my pronunciation?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're going to hell for judging people.
Today, I'm not just here for what's on the menu, but for what's not. Like this bird that would be illegal to sell to restaurant patrons.
This right here, what is this?
Tenemos una chachalaca asada al carbón.
So we have chachalaca grilled. So it's chachalaca season because we have a special fruit called zapote and they eat that. So that's why they come.
Do you know what I like about that explanation? Is
What?
you think I know what chacalaca means.
Chachalaca.
Oh, chachalaca.
It's the name of the bird.
Found in Mexican and Central American forests, chachalaca, it's no ordinary bird. They're like a freaky mashup between a chicken and a pheasant. And like both, the chachalaca is a great source of protein. The chef spices it up with sour orange, salt, and pepper. Now let the heat do the work. Once cooked through, it's draped over a bowl brimming with a mixture of corn flour, water, and onion.
Am I supposed to put the meat into this soup
Yeah.
here? I gotta say, as a chef, he's leaving quite a bit of work for us to do.
Que como chef nos estás dejando todo el trabajo para
Sí.
What is the best part of this animal?
El pecho.
the breast.
I was going for it right away. It has some wild bird flavor. It's interesting, its legs are so tiny and thin,
Yeah.
along with its thighs. The breast is a little bit bigger, not a ton of meat, but when you put the meat in, then you get the flavor from the broth. It tastes like a thickening agent for a stock, without the stock. It's just kind of gluey with onions in there and not many strong flavors. Is this more of a Mayan food?
Yeah.
So how do you acquire a chachalaca at Mexican Walmart?
No.
Where?
You need to hunt.
One of the reasons we came here is that I'm very fascinated by the hunting culture that exists out here in the countryside. And there's a lot of wilderness and there's a lot of forest and places where people hunt. You, sir, how long have you been hunting?
Tengo como 25 años.
25 years.
When you're hunting, what kind of animals are you hoping to get?
Bueno, hay el pavo de monte,
Turkey.
el tejón,
Badger.
cereque,
Sereque. It's a small pig.
la iguana,
Iguanas.
tepezcuintle.
Oh, a big rodent. I like a big guinea pig.
I heard that there's also deer out here.
¿Sí?
Yes, they hunt deer as well.
Hunting in Mexico is regulated by the Mexican government.
How often are you hunting?
No,
In
no.
an ideal Mexican world, hunting would be conducted sustainably, and individuals would obtain permits from the proper authorities depending on the season.
It's like a hobby. They go once a week.
Not doing this would be considered illegal and would then result in a fine or prison time. But what if no one ever finds out? These guys, they don't have a permit.
So technically it's illegal.
Yeah.
So how is it that they're freely hunting down species like the chachalacas? As we head out for the hunt, I'm hoping to find out more. To be clear, I know I may appear to be a badass outlaw on camera. The reality is, as a foreigner, and more notably as a foreigner who's only observing a hunt, I'm not breaking the law. That said, our local fixer isn't taking any chances.
What I do, I'm a ghost, and that's what I'm good at. So I cannot show my face.
Our fixer says just bringing us here could quickly make him an endangered species in the eyes of the government.
So here's where we're at. The hunters, much faster than us. The dogs, the hunters, they took off already. We can hear them maybe 100, 200 meters away. I'm told they spotted a deer somewhere. Can you see the deer?
So he's ready to shoot it because they know the rear is going to run this way.
Oh, so they're kind of trapping.
They're trapping him.
The hunting team circles their prey with 3 to 4 hunters, staggered throughout the forest. The idea is to pressure an animal, pushing it toward the other hunters until someone finally has a shot.
How do you not shoot your friend? All your friends are wearing camo.
No, del lado tenemos que tirar.
They have to shoot like on the side. When the deer cross, they shoot, not before. They don't shoot in the path.
I've not really seen hunting like this before, where everyone's working as a group, but nobody has any communication device. There's no phones, there's no text, there's nothing. There's the sound of the dogs, and that's it. The dogs are up here.
These hound dogs have a fantastic sense of smell. The dogs lead the way as they sniff out and rustle up any potential prey, from rabbit to deer.
And the deer left that way, they say.
I gotta say, this is the loudest form of hunting I've ever seen in my life. I hear them clapping, but does that mean they actually see a deer, or they're hoping?
To cheer the dogs to keep on going.
So I'm told that they found one, but how does he know they found one from way over here?
Ya lo están siguiendo.
If the dogs are barking, that means they are following.
Right now, we don't know what it's got. Could be a deer, could be a badger. Could be a Bengal tiger.
Hunting doesn't always play out like an action movie. For example, if this was better scripted, I wouldn't be breathing so heavy or sweating through my shirt. The reality here is one must be persistent but patient.
The dogs over there are going crazy right now.
Keep your wits about you, knowing your luck could change suddenly in the flash of a muzzle.
All right, the dogs are going crazy right now. They're barking. Jesus. Okay, I see him. Let's go. Let's go. My understanding is if somebody flew here from Mexico City, they went to hunt, that would be illegal. That would be a big problem. So out here, essentially, the community, the people are looking out for each other. If someone did happen to get caught by police, what happens
¿Qué
next?
pasa si tengo un venado?
Pues no pueden hacerte nada porque pues es tu comida. Entonces, aquí lo que regula.
So each small community has their own law. So president of the community is like, it's okay if you hunt this number of deer, and the Mexican law, they kind of let it pass because it's like traditions of each community.
¿Cuándo es penado? Cuando tú cazas para vender.
Yeah, so it's totally prohibited if you do it to sell.
Muy bien. Yeah.
Sí.
To say that I don't know what the hell just happened would be an understatement. They were circling, the dogs got excited. I didn't know if there was a deer, I didn't know what the animal was, and I saw everybody looking up. The dogs chased this into a tree. This is a badger. They surrounded it, it climbed up, and then this guy, he got it. We don't want to show too many close-ups because he got it right in the head, so good shot. This is a form of hunting I've never seen before in my life. Look around here, there's thick brush. Even the bullets, I don't know how the bullets can penetrate all this stuff. At the end of the day, we got something. This is gonna be a first for me. From here, we're gonna take it back to the chef and try it out.
The badger, a short-legged omnivore with elongated weasel-like head, small ears, and a flexible nose. It may not be venison, but this promises to be the foundation of an unforgettable dining experience. While Cecilio is skinning the badger with precision and care, Chef Wilson introduces another member of tonight's dining party.
Tolok.
Tolok, is that how you say iguana?
In Maya.
Is this a big one, a small one, a medium one?
I think it's kind of small. There's like...
That's gotta
Yeah.
hurt. Thank God it's not alive to hear you say that.
A master of disguise with a slender body, sharp claws, and distinctive colorful scales, helping it to blend in with its surroundings.
How close does somebody have to be to properly slingshot an iguana to death?
Pues no, porque estas comúnmente
5-6 meters. They're hidden in the rocks, so you have to be very careful and...
Nice. I like how you just finish your sentence with a sound effect.
Although today, they're protected by law in many countries due to overhunting and habitat destruction, iguanas are still consumed in rural areas, considered to be a prized delicacy in the Mayan diet.
So I've had some reptiles in the past. I've even had a crocodilio.
Cocodrilo.
Oh, cocodrilo. And if you're eating a crocodile, you really want the tail. Like all the meat is right here in the tail. How is the tail for the iguana?
Esta tiene carne. De hecho, este pedazo es lo que vamos a...
So we're eating this part, actually.
Today, Chef Wilson will turn this scaly reptile into a tamale. First, chop the iguana into sections and boil the meat until it cooks through.
If the iguana loses its tail, can it regrow it?
His tamale base is a mixture of corn flour, pork lard, and salt.
Sí, la vuelven a crecer.
I have a genius idea. We're in Mexico, you have an iguana farm, and every 6 months or so, you pick out the tail like picking an apple. It'll grow right back.
¿Te imaginas que tuvieras una granja de iguanas y no las matas, nada más le quitas la cola y vuelve a crecer? That's kind of mean.
Mean? Somebody shot this iguana.
Now, for the filling, a sauce requiring sauteed onions in pork fat, shredded and diced iguana meat, then ginger, green chilies, tomato, and an orangey mixture of annatto or achiote. Dial up the flavor using salt and apazote, a type of local herb. Instead of using a corn husk, tamales here sit inside a banana leaf. Add the iguana sauce on top, fold the base to enclose the fillings, and seal it shut. Instead of boiling, tamales here hide under hot coals until they cook through.
Gentlemen, it's been a wild, wonderful day and a lot of new experiences for me. I've never experienced hunting in the way that people hunt here. The food too, because a moment ago you saw that iguana, and now it's inside of this.
Inside here.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait to see the inside of this.
Primero vaciarlo, ¿no?
Hit it first. So there's a little bit of ash on there. Is that okay?
No pasa nada.
That's okay.
I mean, some people put ash in food on purpose, and some people just like to eat ash. You know what I'm saying? Ash, A-S-H. Oh, what did you think I meant?
I get it now.
Okay. Jeez. I can't take you anywhere. I'm hanging out with my jungle friends and you're embarrassing me. So I'm gonna rip it in half. There's plenty of iguana meat. The outside is pretty hard like a shell. Definitely a different texture than other tamales that I've had.
Salud.
Salud. Right now it's insanely crunchy, like a giant thick tortilla chip. Insanely smoky, beyond just smoky like roasting meat. It's almost like I can taste the ash from the fire.
Ashy.
This is like a completely different species of tomate.
Crunchy on the outside and soft in the inside.
It's hard to kind of wrap my mind around the meat because there's so much flavor in there, especially when you add the habanero. What would you compare iguana to?
Pescado, mitad pollo.
A chicken fish.
A chicken fish?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It has maybe a similar texture here, but flavors are so powerful.
I think it's really good. Maybe the best tamal I've ever had.
Really?
And it's iguana.
Now, our main course, stewed badger cooked by Cecilio himself. The meat is sliced up nice and thin. Then it's marinated with black pepper, a citrusy sour orange, salt, onion, bell pepper, and garlic. Let it stew until the water evaporates and the flavors meld together, concentrating into a rich, hearty dish.
You've done an incredible job. It looks really good. I've got so many random body parts. I got some ribs, I got a leg, I got a thorax.
Para exprimirle. Lima.
Just sprinkle over the whole thing?
Sí.
So he puts a little habanero on it. I don't want to put too much on there first because I want to try to taste some meat as much as possible. Wow. You gotta try this. This is really good. The density of the meat, it looks like a liver, but it just tastes like dark meat.
A pato.
Like duck?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's a bit like duck. There's kind of a tangy, delicious citrus to it, even aside from the lime.
It's the sour orange.
Oh, right.
The onion is sweet, so it has everything.
And then if you add the habanero, a little bit of spice.
Yeah.
This is the best thing I've had all day. I'm really stunned by this because I've had a lot of interesting creatures in the last year that are not just like cow, pig, chicken. And it has subverted my expectations in many different ways. Flavor, the look of it, the feel of it, it's really good.
I love the flavor. I think it's smoky, like beef. I love that.
I feel like your character arc in this series, it's almost complete. You went from barely taking a bite of anything, and now you're feasting on a flippin' badger. Do you feel a little bit proud?
I feel proud.
You seem like such a hunting expert compared to now. When you were younger hunting, were there more animals? Was it easier to find deer and all these different creatures in the woods?
No, ahí todavía sigue.
They're still the same.
I'm certainly not anti-hunting, but I'm pro-sustainability. Do you ever worried about any of these animals becoming endangered or going extinct completely?
No, porque volvemos a lo mismo.
They have their own laws, even if it's not regulated. They know when they reproduce. So if they hunt here today, next week they won't hunt here, so animals won't.
¿Sabes qué es lo que pasa? Que, por ejemplo, ellos...
So the rifles, they don't buy more. So if there's 30 rifles, there's only 30 people hunting because it's hereditary. So fathers give them to their sons and so and so.
As our world grows and becomes more populated and complicated, we have to come up with more sophisticated ways to make sure the animals stick around. So it sounds like what he's saying is that there are ways to keep this sustainable, to keep it going on into the future. And that's the same as I've seen in other places like the Faroe Islands. In the Faroe Islands, they hunt whales. For people, it's a bit extreme, but the reality is they've been doing it for hundreds of years, and the whales are still around. So my hope is that 100 years from now, your great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren can have the same experiences as you, going out into the wilderness, hunting animals, and eating this really unique meat. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Now, we're moving from the state of Yucatan to the state of Campeche, to a coastal city that goes by the same name. Here, they have some of the most wide-ranging seafood options you'll find in Mexico.
Muy bien.
Fish of all colors, bordering on giant to very tiny. There are species I've never seen before,
It's kind of like the fish is its own cooking vessel.
and species I didn't expect to see.
It's like a Mexican tiramisu, but instead of layers of coffee and chocolate, it's just like beans and shark.
Most surprisingly are the ocean animals you may not realize are illegal.
It's weird that somebody sold that to you.
But if some seafood is illegal to have, sell, or eat, then why is it for sale? Well, that's what I've come here to find out. This is Campeche's biggest seafood market. Ready-to-eat street food, produce sections adorned with locally grown fruits, freshly slaughtered meats, hanging, waiting to be made into something delicious. Then there's the seafood, plucked straight from the ocean basin known as the Gulf of Mexico. Here, I'm searching for an epic catch to contribute to tonight's meal. But beware, beneath the surface of the ruckus and clamor of this market lies an unnerving truth.
Right here, I found something very unique.
Seafood creatures that should never have made their way here.
It is disconcertingly slimy. It feels just like one big, long muscle. I've never seen a presentation like this because they've taken it out of the shell already. It smells good, actually. It smells fresh.
This is a horse conch, one of the largest carnivorous sea snails in the world.
That's like a bicep. That's like a trapezoid.
Little did I know in this moment that harvesting, selling, or eating the horse conch is completely prohibited by law here in Mexico.
The deal is that later today we're going to a fisherman's house and we're gonna have a little bit of a seafood party. I think I wanna bring a couple of these in case he knows how to cook them. And if he doesn't, well, we're gonna figure it out. Probably we'll make ceviche. People who work around seafood, they're the most fun in the market. Basically, they were meant to be entertainers, and somehow they're selling seafood for a living. That is a cross-section of a stingray. You can always tell because there's like a huge meat fillet on each side, and then this is the dried meat version, I suppose. Ah, right here. This is called a dog shark. This is actually the food that we came here for. Soon this is going to become our breakfast dish. I don't know what happened. Someone made a movie about a killer shark, and then everyone hated sharks, and then Gordon Ramsay made a documentary about sharks, and now everyone loves sharks. Can you guys make up your mind?
Prepare to feast your eyes on Campeche's famous shark bread. Under the skillful hands of a master filletman, what starts as a shark soon becomes this. The fillet is grilled over charcoal, giving it a rich, smoky flavor. Then it's boiled until the meat is tender and ready to shred down to a mince. With the shark complete, the sauce is on deck. A tantalizing blend of diced tomato, onion, and spicy habanero. The mixture hits hot steel with the perfect combination of seasonings. After adding shark meat to the sauce, it's time for the build. A base of tortillas on the flat top, then a layer of creamy beans, another tortilla, more beans, our special sauce, and a generous heap of shark meat.
Then another layer, and then 5 layers.
Stack it up just before the point of architectural failure. Then garnish with habanero and slices of avocado.
So, how do you dig in? Just go for it. I'm gonna see if I can cut it like a pizza. It's kind of working.
It's dripping!
I know, they put a load of sauce on here. It's basically like a tortilla lasagna with shark meat in between.
That's how they describe it.
Smoky, a little sour.
I would say salty.
And I would say you can feel the protein more than you can taste the protein.
They use baby sharks because they do not taste as fishy as the big ones.
Does that break your heart that it's a baby shark?
Of course. Doesn't it break yours?
Somehow I get by it. Yeah. The amount of tortillas creates an interesting texture. I can taste the beans in there. Very nice. For you, is shark an unusual food?
I guess no, but when I've eaten this before, I never thought like, oh, I'm eating shark. I'm just like, I'm eating fish.
Yeah, no big deal. Our mission today in Campeche is to experience the whole wide-ranging world of seafood that they have here. I even picked up some things that I think you have never tried before. I found some snails. This one.
Is it poisonous?
I hope so. That'd be exciting, right?
So exciting.
I mean, if somebody dies in a video from eating a food, guaranteed 1 million views.
Let's hope we die.
Well, not both of us.
You die.
We don't. Oh, okay.
From here, we're heading to a restaurant that's discovered the secret to selling an endless supply of giant crab claws for eternity.
People from all around the world come just to eat this.
This right here. And that's...
El afrodisíaco aquí en Campeche.
Aphrodisiac.
It's an... I'm sorry, what?
These are stone crabs, famous for their sweet, juicy meat, and they're abundant in Campeche's nearby waters.
This is very unique because I noticed you only have the claws. Where's the rest of the crab?
El resto de cangrejo.
The crabs have 2 hands, a big one and a small one. They just take the big one and they let it live with the small one until another big one grows.
Like plucking an apple from a tree.
This system of harvesting has been around for generations in order to preserve the crab population. It's not merely a suggestion, but a strict legal mandate to never harvest the crab's body.
If you catch it, you could eat it at home, but you cannot be seen on the streets with it.
Yeah, wow. Mexico is full of these gray areas. We just came from the seafood market. Are there certain foods in the seafood market that you cannot serve at restaurants?
Eso sí, no hay permiso.
Nunca en la vida te lo puedes comer. So never in the life you could eat a red snail.
Oh, really?
It's always an interesting day when you accidentally become a criminal.
It's weird that somebody sold that to you.
Oh, they certainly did.
My curiosity has been piqued by the fact that a banned animal could be openly showcased in a busy market. To gain a better understanding of what's going on, I've invited fisherman Ruben to join us for a meal and shed some light on the matter.
We have this beautiful feast.
Very delicious and very typical from here in Campeche.
Which one for you looks more appetizing?
El pulpo.
Pulpo.
The octopus is boiled until it's fully cooked through. Then it's violently pan-fried to achieve a deep, smoky flavor only this caliber of flame could deliver.
I want like this.
And it curled up a little bit. You like that, right? It's smoky. It tastes just like a kiss of fire on there. It's got a wonderful texture. These
crunchy.
little suckers are crunchy on the outside.
Delicioso.
Wow. Oh, this sauce smells amazing.
This salsa is called mojo de ajo, which is butter garlic with parsley. We're gonna have stinky breath.
Yeah, maybe if you're about to go on a first date, don't do it.
do that.
Or if you're on the first date, don't do it. Otherwise, if you're in an established relationship, especially me, where you've already grown weary of your marriage, have as much as you want. Oh, I cannot wait to try this out.
The chef first boils our giant crab claws, then shatters the thick shell to reveal the succulent meat that lies within, flavored with salt, pepper, and tangy lime juice. The recipe is simple, but from my experience, less is more, especially when it comes to crabs.
So there's some lime right here. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a spritz, and I don't see any salt, so what are you gonna do? Oh, there's some salt right here. You know that it's salt because on the container it says P for salt. It's sweet, it's meaty, it's delicious, it's cold. Sometimes I don't mind having it cold, so it can bring out a different flavor in the crab. Now we gotta try it with the garlic. This is like my new favorite food. It's like all the flavors and all the convenience all in one place. I feel like there's a casino in my mouth, and I just hit a jackpot.
And the best companion for whatever.
It's cerveza.
Cerveza.
Fantastic. As a fisherman, what fish are illegal to keep?
Pues el tiburón puede ser uno de los ilegales.
So sharks, there are seasons where you can do it. They just have to respect the reproduction time.
In an effort to control population decline, certain species like the shark or octopus can only be fished during designated seasons.
Right now, what is the penalty? If you're out there, if you're catching octopus, it's out of season, you don't have a permit.
Jail, and they take your boat.
Oh, that sounds pretty serious.
That's pretty serious.
But other vulnerable species like the horse conch are banned from being caught or sold completely. With this incriminating protein in hand, I'm curious to see how seriously these laws are taken.
Today at the market, I bought something I didn't know it was potentially illegal when I bought it, but it turns out it is illegal and you cannot sell it at restaurants. I'm wondering if we can take it to your house to cook it.
Y no se puede hacer en los restaurantes porque se pueden meter en problemas. ¿Quieres saber si lo podemos cocinar en tu casa?
No.
Huh?
No.
No, oh, okay.
Because it's in camera and Campeche is very small and he could get in trouble.
Got it.
Clearly, locals here are familiar with the seafood laws and they're sufficiently motivated not to break them, at least not on camera. So why are some willing to take such a risk? Also, what legal options do I have for dinner? To find out, we're visiting Abraham, a friend of Ruben's who's already fixing up an exotic but still legal local delicacy.
He works at a school.
What do you do at the school?
Administration.
But you love to cook. It's your passion.
Yep.
Hey, I love to eat. Our passions are going together real well right now.
This evening's appetizer, cowfish, a member of the boxfish family, with the super ability to release toxins from its skin that are lethal to other fish. For humans, the toxins should be harmless. At least that's what they told me. Now, the perfect salsa joins this herd of cowfish, a fresh mix of onion, habanero, cilantro, lime, and salt. This is just the start of Abraham's taco masterpiece.
The only thing I don't understand is how do we get the meat out? Could you please show us? He kind of just is peeling it off. Bunch of weird bones and organs. We don't want any of that.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It looks like chicken breast. He puts that on a tortilla. That was delicious. Hit it with a little bit of salt. Oh my God, it's like a whole recipe. Some avocado, and that is complete. Spicy. It just has really such a robust bite to it. What do you think? It's a little bit like pollo.
Sabe pollo.
Doesn't taste fishy at all. Neutral. And man, the salsa you put on here is delicious. I taste habanero, citrus, spice. It's incredible.
No sabe a pescado.
Yeah, you can smell it but not taste it.
That is just the start. We have a lot more to go. Let's keep moving.
Mucho más por comer.
Okay, sí.
Dinner starts with a bonnet head shark. He chops it into chunks and boils some meat for 20 minutes. Once cooked, it's ripped into bite-sized pieces, then gets benched as more food comes to play. Grilled pineapple, red onion, and habanero.
Where'd you learn this recipe from?
Improvisamos.
You know, they have improv comedy classes. Do you think they have improv cooking classes? Because you would absolutely win.
Blend with cilantro, a pinch of salt, and a touch of honey. Cook that blend in a pan. Add in the shark meat and let it soak up all those flavors.
Being on a boat, especially at night, it's so peaceful. I think it's just usually better if you're in the water.
That's what's more usual.
Oh, okay. We have an amazing spread here. My man, you can cook your ass off. First of all, in the pineapple, I mean, what kind of amazing presentation is this? I got a big heaping fork full of shark. Let's try it out.
Not fishy at all.
Oh no, it's beyond being not fishy. It's really refreshing. There's a nice bit of heat back there. First you get that sweetness from the pineapple, and then suddenly you're like,
and then your throat closes.
Right. The fish itself, soft, slightly mushy. It pairs well with the sauces he's put in here. You get a little texture from the onions.
So good.
And the pineapple is just so delicious. Oh yeah, it's like music. That first drink of the night, when you know there's gonna be so many more, it's so good.
Policía, guarden su cerveza.
Oh, the police are actually right there. Everything's cool. Turns out it's actually illegal to drink beers outside. But we don't give a F.
We're baddies.
You think I care about any policia? Next food, right here. Fried fish done the Campeche way.
Abraham first skillfully fillets the very much not illegal barracuda, then seasons the meat with pepper, salt, lime juice, and lemon pepper. Before frying, the potential for a crispy outer shell is created using flour, egg, and breadcrumbs.
Where do we go? I just grab a piece?
With the hands.
Oh, that looks nice. Try it plain. Whoa.
You can taste the fish, but it's not fishy.
It's beautifully fried, and the seasoning on that fish, it's slightly sour, slightly fresh. I love how in so many of the recipes we've tried on the Yucatan Peninsula here, they use so much citrus. This is a green sauce. It's very potent. What is it made of?
Garlic, habanero, and oil. Is it spicy?
Yeah. But I f***ing love it. There's still some things in Campeche that don't add up to me that I don't understand. And those are about the food that I tried to bring here. I showed you the sea snail. Immediately when he saw it, he said, oh no, illegal. Can't buy it, can't cook it.
Not even have it in your house.
Here's the part I'm confused about. I went to the market, I filmed a scene. The seller was right there, he didn't care. Why?
If he can sell, he's gonna do it. But if he sees the police coming, he will just hide it, just like we hit the bears.
Oh.
Same.
So in a way, we're all working our way around the system. Whether you're the guy poaching octopus without a permit, whether you're the guy selling the snail, or whether you're us illegally drinking beer.
In a boat.
I think I now understand Mexico. Cheers to that. If the consequences are so extreme, why would people still risk it?
Súper grave, ¿por qué lo siguen haciendo?
Muchos dicen que por la necesidad muy mala para ellos, pues se arriesgan para llevar el sustento a su casa.
They need to feed their kids, families. It's a necessity.
In the end, the snails I purchased will likely be discarded. Still, the vendor profited from our transaction, likely motivating him to source more snails to sell in the future. Just like that, my ignorance has in some small way contributed to perpetuating a seafood black market that chips away at the species' odds for survival.
Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace. I think we solved it. We solved global warming. Remember when I was talking about the lizards and how they could just take the tails off? It's the same idea. They just regrow it.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much. That's all I wanted was your validation. I like that her looks couldn't be any more different right now. She looks like a sad teenager, and I look like a guy who lies to women and tells them I have a boat. And that's
aphrodisiac.
Is that needed? Because I've noticed you can just kind of walk into almost any pharmacy in Mexico and you kind of just get what you want. It's like a medical buffet.
Baby shark.
Don't, we'll get demonetized. What's this right here? That looks like a fish.
It's very delicious because it's white meat, so just needs a little bit of salt.
And salsa and avocado and a tortilla. But that's it. That's it. And so you have tasted the body before? Or did you read about it in a book?
His mother-in-law prepares it very delicious.
Your mother-in-law had the crab?
Tu suegra tiene ahorita el cuerpo.
I don't know if you think I'm going to say more words or you forget that you have to translate.
Because usually you talk a lot, like a lot. So I think you're going to speak more.
Okay. Boom, guys, that is the end of our Mexico series. I want to say a huge thank you right here to Kay Manak. Kay, handshake. Wow. I mean, your character arc throughout this whole series, you went from not really wanting to try anything, spitting out beef tendon, to look at you now.
It was a roller coaster but it was good at the end.
Do you feel like you grew as a person?
Totally, a lot.
If you want to follow Kate on social media, look up Kate Minogue on YouTube, Instagram, and beyond.
Everywhere.
Anyways, guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. A peace. We gotta say it together. A peace. Oh, we harmonized a little bit. You know, I think I could sing too. Let's walk this way. Could I do like a rap bridge in one of your songs?
Yes! I'm looking for an artist to do that.
Can I do 9 bars?
You could do 12.
I just do odd numbers of bars. I will do 11.
Okay.
Deal.